Now, Nicodemus, who once came to Jesus in the night to learn the way of life, was one among the guests. And standing forth he, which is to say, Nicodemus, said, Rabboni, it is true that Jewish laws and Jewish practices do not agree. The priesthood needs to be reformed, the rulers should become more merciful and kind, the lawyers should become more just, the common people should not bear such loads. But could we not gain these reforms and not destroy the service of the Jews? Could you not harmonize your mighty work with that of Pharisee and scribe? Might not the priesthood be a benefit to your divine philosophy? But Jesus said, You cannot put new wine in ancient skins, for when it purifies itself, lo, look, it expands. The ancient bottles cannot bear the strain, they burst, and all the wine is lost. Men do not mend a worn-out garment with a piece of cloth unworn, which cannot yield to suit the fabric, weak with age, and then a greater rent appears. Old wine may be preserved in ancient skins, but new wine calls for bottles new. This spirit truth I bring is to this generation new, and if we put it in the ancient skins of Jewish forms, lo, look, it will all be lost. It must expand. The ancient bottles cannot yield and they would burst. Behold the kingdom of the Christ, it is as old as God himself, and yet it is as new as morning sun, it only can contain the truth of God. And as he, Jesus, spoke, a ruler of the synagogue, Jairus by name, came in and bowed at Jesus' feet and said, My master, hear my prayer, my child is very sick, I fear that she will die. But this I know that if you will but come and speak the word my child will live. She was an only child, a girl 12 years of age. And Jesus tarried not, stayed not, he went out with the man, and many people followed them. And as they went, a woman who had been plagued with hemorrhage for many years, had been a subject of experiment of doctors near and far, and of which all had said, She cannot live. This very same woman rose from her bed and rushed out in the way as Jesus passed. She said within herself, If I can touch his garment, then I know I will be well. She touched him, and at once the bleeding ceased and she was well. And Jesus felt that healing power had gone from him, and speaking to the multitude, he said, Who was it touched my coat? And Peter said, No one can tell. The multitudes are pressing you, a score of people, a group of 20 people, may have touched your coat. But Jesus said, Someone in faith, with healing thought, did touch my coat, for healing virtues have gone forth from me. And when the woman knew that what she did was known, she came and knelt at Jesus' feet and told it all. And Jesus said, Your faith has made you whole, go on your way in peace. Now, as he spoke, a servant from the home of Jairus came and said, My master, Jairus, trouble not the Lord to come, your child is dead. But Jesus said, Jairus, man of faith, do not permit your faith to waver in this trying hour. What is it that the servant said? The child is dead, lo, look, what is death? It is the passing of the soul out of the house of flesh. Man is the master of the soul and of its house. When man is risen up from doubt and fear, lo, look, he can cleanse the empty house and bring the tenant back again. Then taking with him Peter, James and John, Jairus and the mother of the child, he, Jesus, went into the chamber of the dead. And when the doors were closed against the multitude, he spoke a word that souls can understand, and then he took the maiden by the hand and said, Talith Kumi, child, arise. The maiden's soul returned and she arose and asked for food. And all the people of the city were amazed, and many would have worshipped Jesus as a god. But, like a phantom of the night, he disappeared and went his way.